Middle East. This sentence is mainly said by people who live in Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Palestine. Are Israeli Arabs, and about 4% who are foreigners who settle down and living in the country. In the Palestinian territories, we have 4.5 million people. So in total we have around 13 million people living in this land between the Israelis and the Palestinians. Among that number, we have less than 2% of Christians. Only 250,000 Christians living in Palestine and in Israel. If you add Jordan to those countries, so you will have 400,000 Christians living among 60 million people approximately. So the situation is not that good, because in the past Christians were like 5 times more than these days, but it's the case. People when willing to seek for a better life, which is something very common these days, they will seek to travel to the country where you come from, for example, or to the United States of America, or maybe to Latin America. So in the 1920s, the Christians were representing 10%, 10 to 13%. Today, they are less than 2%. So in Israel, you have 8.3 million people. The official languages in Israel are Hebrew and Arabic. Both are written from right to left. From right to left. The English language is very widely used by everybody. It's like an official language. And then you add the Russian language because of the 1.2 million Russian Jews who live in the country. And the Russian language is becoming as an official one. Add to this, we have 150,000 French Jews living in the country. So English, Arabic, Russian, and French, and of course Spanish as well, German, all languages that you can hear in many areas of the country. But English is the main foreign language. Biggest and the most important, but one of the most important basilicas in the Middle East, because it was built in a way that you can see all the ancient churches built before. When I say built before, I'm referring to the Crusader Christian period and to the Byzantine Christian period. So those two periods that you have to remember, because our country have met and have known Christianity starting from the 325, when Constantine, the son of Queen Helen, or called Saint Helen, she was already Christian and she convinced her son to adopt Christianity. So thanks to Constantine, who tolerated Christianity in the Holy Land. What does it mean? It means that the entire Roman Empire would switch from paganism into Christianity. This is a very important step, because from now on the Holy Land would be the direction for many pilgrimage coming from all over the world, looking of the period of 325 and up. So more than 60 monasteries were built all around the Holy Land, with churches, basilicas. St. Helen came to the Holy Land and built 3 basilicas according to the Christian credo, which is the birth of Jesus. So she built the Basilica of the Nativity in Bethlehem, and Jesus was crucified and resurrected on the 3rd day in Jerusalem. So Queen Helen will build the Basilica of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem. And Jesus ascended to heaven from the top of Mount of Olives in Jerusalem. So another basilica will be built on the top of Mount of Olives. And other churches here in Nazareth, in Capernaum, in Tabgha, all the sites around the Sea of Galilee that we're going to visit today. Another date that one should remember when coming to the Holy Land is the year 614, 614. This was the invasion of the Persian power to the Holy Land, where many churches, actually almost all churches, were completely burnt and destroyed, with the exception of the Basilica of the Nativity in Bethlehem, the only one that was not destroyed by the Persians. I will give you the answer why it was not destroyed later on. But the Persians have made it very difficult for Christians, and they have even stolen the original cross. Who brought it back? Hercules. We call it Herakl. Hercules in the year 624 defeated the Persians, recovered the cross and brought it to the Holy Sepulchre. But unfortunately, his rule will not last long, because in the year 638, Islam would arrive to the Holy Land, and this will be the end of the first Christian period. This will be the end of the Byzantine period. Starting from the year 638, Muslims would build mosques over abandoned places like the Temple Mount area, and they will build mosques opposite to churches. They will sometimes, but later on, turn some churches into mosques. So this first Muslim period would last from the year 638 up to the year 1099. This was the period when the second Christian period will start, with the arrival of the Crusaders in the year 1099. So from 1099 up to the year 1187, the Crusaders, who are the Crusaders? They are Christian soldiers. Some of them were monks, but they were originally fighters from Europe. Some of them were already prisoners, by the way, but they were, promised redemption, and they said, if you fight for the liberation of Jerusalem, you will be given awards, and awards would mean heaven and money. So they have selected the large, huge army among the French and Italians, and they liberated Jerusalem from the Muslims in the year 1099. It was a crucial incident in history, because Oriental Christians were also massacred during this first crusades. But later on, we will have second and third crusades. It will be different. Anyway, we owe a lot to the Crusader period, because they have managed to restore the Christian presence in an official way. What does it mean, official way? They will rebuild all the destroyed churches that were destroyed in the year 614, including the Basilica of the Annunciation, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, including the Church of Gethsemane, and so on, so on, so on. So the Crusaders, when they ruled in Jerusalem, they rebuilt the churches. Until the year 1263, another Muslim invasion headed by the Mamluk. Mamluk, it's a Muslim dynasty who originally were soldiers with the Ayyubid dynasty, just before them. Anyway, the Mamluk destroyed many of the churches that were built by the Crusaders. And this would be almost the end of the second Christian period. Guys, may I ask you a quiz, something? Look at your left hand side and let me know if you can guess what kind of building is that? Prison. My God. Yes. Yes, he's right. Who said this? But it's not any kind of prison. It's a 5-star prison. This is very true. Well, Father, it depends, because you have to pay a lot for her. This is what I was meaning, because let me give you the story about this place. 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, something like that, one of the Israeli deputies, who happened to be the head of the ultra-Orthodox Jewish party, he was a member of the parliament. And he suggested, because any deputy can suggest a law or a project, and if everybody vote, it will be approved. Or if the majority vote for it, it will be approved. So he suggested building a prison where, in case of any politicians or any important personality is condemned for any kind of reason, stealing money, corruption, even rape, because in this prison the former president of the state of Israel, Moshe Katsav, is still imprisoned here because he was condemned of rape 10 years ago. So that deputy had his project approved. You know what? He was the first to be imprisoned. He was the first to visit this prison for 7 years. So this is a prison where you have sauna, swimming pool, TVs. Actually, you pay from your own pocket if you want to spend the prison in such prison. So that's why I'm saying it's a 5-star prison. I may not know the answer. I can point at the almond trees, olive trees, fig trees, pomegranates, but sometimes we have really unknown names for you and for me. So don't be surprised if I tell you, sorry, I don't know. There's 2,600 kind of plants. It will be really difficult to know. The sycamore tree, we will see it. We will see it in Jericho. The olive trees, you will see it almost everywhere.
Jericho looks usually a sycamore tree if you promise to plant it.
Guys, look at your right hand side. You have a valley. It's called the Valley of the Dove. Pigeons, dove. This was the ancient way that Jesus took when coming from Cana to Capernaum. They used to pass through that valley. We are almost at the sea level. We are at 0 meters, slightly below the 0 meter. To the left, you will see some modern houses here around. Those houses are built upon the modern village of Migdal. And Migdal or Magdala was a very ancient location found at the shore of the Sea of Galilee, from where Maria Magdalena came. Opposite you, you have a site that belongs to the Association of Jerusalem, Our Lady of Jerusalem, Notre Dame of Jerusalem. They have bought a piece of land here at my right hand side, and when willing to build a guest house, they have discovered a huge part of the ancient town of Magdala. By the way, they have discovered the remains of a synagogue whose doors are not oriented toward Jerusalem. What does it mean? May look for you something normal, but when we discover a synagogue in the country that whose gates are not built towards Jerusalem, this means that it's a synagogue that was built before the year 70. Because in the year 70 after Jesus Christ, the temple of the Jews was destroyed by the Romans. After the destruction of the temple, all synagogues will replace the importance of the temple, and all synagogues would have their gates built towards Jerusalem, and in order to think of the place where the temple was. When we tell you temple, this means the place where God used to live. So in Canada, if you'd like to know where Jerusalem is, look for a synagogue. And the gate of the synagogue is oriented toward Jerusalem.